Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Farming Sim Niagara Fats. We are here on Sharon Center, Ohio, Buying the Farm Challenge, episode 10. As you can see, we're still in October. Off camera, since the last time I left you, which has been quite a bit of time, I'm not going to lie. It's still 9 o'clock at night. We won't stay outside for too long. We're going to go into the menus. So I was going to make a purchase. Well, let's go back a little bit. So we completed some contracts. And oh boy, did we complete some contracts. So in fairness, I think when we left the channel, when we left the last episode, I had already accepted a cultivating contract. And I put that one on a worker. And that was on field 4. Field 4 is cultivated? It is. And that's the one I cultivated for a contract. However, in the midst of all of that, I believe it was field 2 is the one we did for soybeans. Ah, yes. Field 13. Field 13 came up. Corn. And I harvested it. I harvested every single last bit of it. So let's go into the finances page. You can see we're at $775,000. I'm sorry, that's stock check. Let's go into finances. Pardon my clearing of my throat. Did a little repair work, little fuel costs, harvest income. So that's between the soybeans and the corn, $35,541. Excuse me again. Ugh, I just got done doing all the snow. We got about, I'd say, a good 7-8 inches of snow out there right now, and it's still coming down like crazy right now. We're in the middle of that middle of America storm from New Mexico all the way to Canada. And we definitely got hit. It isn't the latest fluffiest snow, but I used my snowblower, so thank goodness. But we already had a conversation about that snowblower. It worked, but $235,000, almost 236 in contracts, and then wage payments. So I'll take that wage payment. That's fine. But you see where we're at. We're at $775,000. So with that, I was going to make this purchase of a used vehicle that I tested, and I tested extensively. No, it's not the International, which I'm actually considering doing to make it a little more realistic. I mean, it's only $19,300. I think we're gonna do it. It doesn't pull a trailer. That's the only thing, but I love it. I mean, listen, I rode in one of those things back in the day for when I was on a football team. They drove us down to the stadium from wherever, I forget, from the school to the stadium for the bonfire for like one of the homecoming games. It was phenomenal. They had, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them loaded us up, maybe two. I don't remember how many there were. Let's just say there was 2 or 3 anyhow. How about that? Grain trucks, and we just loaded up on the back of them. Back in the 90s when safety wasn't a concern, and yeah, rode down to the field, the back of the field where we had big huge pallets donated or whatever, old pallets, and a big huge bonfire. Beat the other team. It was fantastic. But I love these green trucks. Let's see, what year is that green truck? Yeah, I'm just jabbering on, but this is not doesn't. Let's see, does it do the? It doesn't do it, but it's got to be from the 70s. I'm guessing by the squareness. I'm guessing 70s, maybe 80s. I'm not sure. Either way, it's really super cool. There's not a lot of customization. The color, I would looked at the color and I was thinking about changing it to brown, but then you can't change the bed back here. So I think I'm just gonna leave it as white or possibly red on red. Might do case red. But that's just gonna be that's just a selfish purchase of a truck that I really want because it doesn't hold very much grain. It only holds 15,000 liters, but it would be a nice little addition to, and when we have the farm, that we're just going to be going from our field uh, back to the grain bin. So it's not like we're driving across the map to use it, and that would only be what it would be. It'll be a supplemental to if I hire a worker and use it. But let's get down to the meat and potatoes of what I want to get. This is another one, but this is a little more expensive. That's a nice truck too, but they're a lot more expensive. And frankly, they just don't hold very many liters of product. There's another one, 21% off, probably a little more used. But here is what I am going to buy for 100% certain. However, we're not going to buy it right now. I'm going to show you what we're going to purchase. So we're going to purchase it at the 375 horsepower. Did I have that like that? Or is it? Yeah, I was going to do it. Yeah, it's only it gives you two options. So I was going to purchase that. Got to go with my Michelin's. We're going to go to I think we were just gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do twin wheels because it's only 4K. We're gonna put the fenders on. We're gonna put the 3-point hitch on. The exhaust pipe, I'm not too concerned about. I think that's what I'll just leave that. It's pretty. I kind of like this straight pipe, the straight vent at the end pipe. Kind of gives you a more nostalgic feel. But it does add. I mean, for at $750. But here we're not gonna purchase it right now, so we'll probably do that straight pipe as well. We're not going to purchase it right now. And the reason we're not going to purchase it right now is because that takes our cash down and allows us to borrow less. So what we're going to do is we're not going to buy the farm yet. This episode is going to be going through the months, buying some equipment that we need, using that used market, and probably buying some mowing equipment. And then um, running through the months till we get towards probably Marchish. Yeah, because March is, I believe, when we want to plant. We'll see what's planted, and if it already is planted with something goofy like red beets or something, we're gonna use the advantage of um, dev controls, easy dev controls, and we're gonna make it the initial planting of either soybeans or corn in our field. I think we're gonna do soybeans because it was already corn, so we'll rotate it into soybeans. So we'll definitely do soybeans to start out, and if it's not, then we're going to plant soybeans if it's not planted. So I believe that's in, let's see, soybeans. I don't want to even guess. We'll just go ahead and look since we have it up. And we can crop rotate into sorghum. Okay, soybeans are April, and corn is in April, and sorghum is in April. But yeah, we're going to, hopefully if it's, okay, so if it's not planted, we're not going to add anything to it. And we're going to, we wanted to plow around it and expand it a little bit. But if it's not planted, we're going to expand it. But we're definitely going to, if it's planted, even we're going to plant grass in that one section. We're going to make a grass section so we can get ready for cows. So we have some room for cows. So we need a baler, which I think we're going to use. We're going to go out of our way and get a John Deere baler. We're going to get a disc bind. We're going to get a tedder. We're going to get a windrower, so a tedder, so we can make hay. And then I think we're going to go with a square baler. I think I had the option figured out which one I wanted to get. Let's go to grass mowing equipment, which is here. So we're going to get this. I'll show you the disc bind I want to get. We're going to get this disc bind. It's 4 meters. Is that the one? I believe that's the one. It's not this one, is it? No, that's a mower. It's not a disc bind. It was the disc bind. So I'm going to go with the 4-meter disc bind, New Holland. It's only oh yeah, it's only 4 meters, but it only requires 90 horsepower, 90 horsepower. These other combos are just too big. This one's a little bit smaller, so we're not going to go with that one. And then let's go back and look at the baler. The tedder, we're just going to get the average size tedder and windrower, so we're probably not going to go with the 44. We're going to go with this one. It's 8.9 meters to TED. It's good size. And then, yeah, we're not going to go with those. Those are unrealistic. We're not messing with those. The windrower, we'll go with this Maz. So we're right in the middle of the road on those. Yeah, it's 8.4 meters. Perfect windrows, good size. Because the field's not going to be that big. We're not going to do a forage wagon. We're going to go to, let's see, there's balers. Let's go to square balers. And I think, let me keep looking here. So this is, these are expensive. So I wish these were a little bit more. I wish these cost a little more, and I wish I knew how to go in and change that a little easier. I do know how to go in and change stuff. I just got to Google it sometimes, and I'm sure if anybody's actually watching this that knows, they can tell me. They're probably screaming at me right now. But I think I'm just gonna go with one of these. I know it's kind of cheaty with 12 grand, but we're spending money on other things, so I think that's what we're gonna do. The rest of them are just so expensive. This little one is just, oh, you know what? I know what I was gonna do. Never mind. I already yeah, it's not in here, so I have to add the mod. So there is I know what I'm gonna do. So it is gonna be the small square bales. That's right. So I'm gonna add it in. So there's a John Deere baler pack, or a John Deere baler wagon. I'm sorry. And then there's this here, but it attaches the wagon. So it's going to be like when I was baling hay when I was a kid, and we would pull it up and put it on. It just auto loads it right onto the trailer. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing it. I did test that and it did work, and I forgot to put those in there. So I already have those downloaded. I just have to add them into the save. So I'll probably have to go back out and add them to the save, but it's not important right now. We don't need them. We can get those later. But we definitely going to go do the loan. So let's go to the loan. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take out the maximum. The reason I'm going to take out the maximum, and the enhanced loan system does now, oh, it's 3.3% interest too. Squirrel. Yeah. I'm all over the place here, but yeah, it's 3.3%. We're going to take out the loan. I was having problems with the loan. I figured out finally what it was through an internet Google search. And it was that I had the not red tape, the red tape mod I don't like either. Well, I don't know how to use it, so that's why I don't like it. But it's probably really cool. I just don't know how to use it. But it was the employment mod, and I don't really know how to use the employment mod. I tried, and I kind of got bored with it, so I didn't finish trying to learn it. But it was a conflict with the loan system. So as soon as I took that out in a couple of my other saves, it started working and taking the money out. So what it was doing is it was showing you had the loan and the interest, but it wasn't making the payments or automatically taking the payments. So, but this loan system is awesome. So if you're following the one tile challenge, it's an interest only loan. You have to pay it back in increments. This is the enhanced loan system, I think it's called. And you take out the loan and it automatically deducts the money every month and adds interest, and you put it out on a payment plan. The max you can go is 20 years. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to take the max out because we can pay it back. We can pay back um, yeah, you can pay back what is it called? Well, we'll see that after. It's called special remittance, special redemption. So we'll do that 924164 and a period of 20. Let's make sure we can't do it for 25. Nope, won't let me do it. Won't let me do 30. Maximum is 20. Let's get it up there for 20, not for 2. So our monthly payment is $5,300. Oh, we're gonna do a save. Good. We always like it when there's a save. All right. We're going to be paying back $1.25 million, but we're going to make big payments if we start, coming into money. And we want to keep a little cash rolling, but we want to pay the loan back. And there's no penalty for paying it back. I don't know if I have it set up where I can make as many as I want in a year, but if it's not, we're just going to leave it the way it is. I think the default is that you can only do like one payment a year and you can't pay the whole thing back. So that's fine. We want to get it paid down. We're obviously not going to be on this map for 20 years. So let's go ahead and take the loan and let's go to our net worth tracker. Our net worth, oh, so it's not showing the loan yet. All right, but it does, it does show that we have 1.9, shows we're 1.92 million, but we have $1.699 million. All right, let's go. Yeah, see, we're at almost $1.7 million. Perfect. So without further ado, we're going to go use that money. We're going to purchase 21, but we also have to purchase the amount of the buildings. So we will deduct that through, we're just going to take it off of our money. And I got to make sure it's $404,000. Why do I have? Oh yeah, 740,048. So let's go up to field 13. Well, let's buy this one first. So we bought it. 77,101. That's right. All right. That took that money out. 13. 740,048. So the price hasn't fluctuated. All right. We're going to buy that. And then we're going to go out. We're going to go to enhanced loan mod, or we can go to this one and we can deduct. I think this is called the power tools menu. Add remove money. Minus 404. We just rounded it up to $404,000. So we're going to say that my math is okay. Yep, 1 minus 1,000. So minus 404,123. Okay, add remove money. So we are at $478,000. So we have money, but we don't have a lot because we have quite a few things to do. But we have now bought the farm. We're going to sell all of this stuff, the house and everything. It's going to get demolished. We're not just going to give us our money back. Well, you know what? Let's see what it is, and then we're just going to add the money back to us because we want to leave this here. But we're going to sell the property. That way we don't have access to it anymore. So we're eventually going to move all of the stuff out of here, and then we'll sell everything. So why don't we together do a quick total of what that is? I'll write it down on my little notepad here. We'll go out into the construction menu, and then we'll know exactly what we have so that we don't forget. Let's go to my next page. Write myself a note that this says episode 10, which I already have. And I have it written down as 181, 644. Pardon my zoom in there. All right, so what are we going to call this? We're going to call this money for sale of, what property number is this? I've already forgotten. It is 16. Okay, so I thought it was 16. All right, so if I sold 16, I get 14,180, which is not very much. And we'll just keep an eye on what it is, but each time we go back to sell those, they're probably going to, each month, I think they go down. So we'll go out in the construction menu. We'll go, let's see, what's this house? So it's at 14 months, it's worth 21,424. Real estate's pretty low, or what do we want to say? This is a long time ago, and then the only other building we have is this one, 15,472. Well, we'll check it when we go to actually sell it. So it's going to be a few months from now. So it'll be November, December, January, February. We'll probably move in February. We'll definitely be out of there in February. We'll run a couple contracts. Maybe we'll even run it out of the other farm. That might be the thing to do. We'll move it out of the other farm before we even start working over there, and then we'll work over there. So that way we get a better price for everything. And then this gas pump, selling it is going to be worth just $21.95. I'll write it down. So barn, house, $21.95. It's going to give us money for whatever diesel's in there, but I'll probably try to fill up before I leave too. So it might be a little bit more. Quick calculation. I promise we're going to move on here in a minute. We'll move to the next month and see what little contracts are out there. We're done with contracts this month. Doesn't even matter what's out there because I overdid contracts. I did at least 2 hours, if not longer, off camera, maybe 3 hours. Finishing up those contracts. That corn is crazy because it is. I forgot how high yielding it is. I'm sorry, I'm trying to add this up. So, would say it's just under, it's $39,091, just under 40 grand. So, not bad. And we'll try to do that sooner rather than later because we don't want the prices to go down any more than they already are. All right, so we've got that all out of the way. Now, you know what? We need to, okay, before we move on, that's why I wanted to do this all now, because I went to buy it off camera, this tractor, and did I see a Samaz somewhere? What did I see? Samaz? Swear I saw a Samaz in the used market here. Did I? Am I missing it? Am I blind? Oh, yeah, it's this mower. Okay, so I don't want that. Ooh, that's a. I wonder if that'll fit. Yeah, that probably won't fit on our tractor because we are going to need something to move the. No, we won't need anything to move the bales because we're gonna probably put in an auto load bale or a bale storage to house our bales, and then we'll use the trailer to trailer them over to the cattle barn, and then we'll use straw crops. Hopefully, I can make straw out of the soybean straw for their bedding. All right, let's go to the tractor. This is going to be our big purchase here. Oh, I'm sorry, we got to go back down here. Where is it? All right, we got to get it off. We got to get it before it goes off here. We don't want it to go off here when we fast forward or I forget it. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to put it at the higher horsepower, the 375. It's very capable. It was plowing everything. I tried it on a couple different maps. I should have tried it on this map. I don't think I did. Um, but it was, we're going to go with the twin wheels. Yeah, they're a little wider. So we'll go, oh, you know what? We'll save $1,000 and go with the thinner ones. We can always replace them. This is a really cool tractor. It's a 1980. That's awesome. All right. Fenders. Yep. We're gonna splurge on the exhaust. We saved $1,000 on the tires. We're gonna go with this. Oh, we got to get Niagara Flats on there. Why is that not on here? So we're going to type 2, back only. Doesn't let me put the S on here. Runs out of spaces. NIAGRAFAT. Okay, and then buy. You know what? Do we want to finance it? That's the other thing I was thinking about, and I didn't write that in my notes. So just work with me here, folks. I know this isn't going to be the most exciting episode, but we are buying the farm. We bought the farm. You saw me buy the farm. We did what we would set out to accomplish in 10 episodes. We bought the farm. Now we're trying to equip it so that we can run it successfully. We're going to just pick up a few contracts here and there in the winter if they're available. And this is going to be our workhorse, man. This is going to be, this is going to be our guy. So let's uh, let's go to this higher purchase. I like this one a little bit better. The financing just kind of like you're at a car dealer. This one is more farmish, if you will. More, hey, we're going to work with you, um, so you can purchase this big equipment, and we're helping you out. I don't know. It just seems. I mean, they're making money on it, but I don't know. I just like this one better. It's a cool option. So we're going to go with it. So I can put down as much percent up to 50% if I want. Which we were going to purchase it outright. So I think that's what we're going to do. Because then our monthly cost, depending on which option you go with, but then you got to see, you got a balloon payment, but you can also do it in years. And I think that this thing, since it's brand new with no hours on it, again, it's, this is fictional. It's make believe. We're not, saying that oh no, it is used. Never mind. It is used anyhow. So it doesn't matter. But it's going to come to us in all good condition. But I think we're going to do it for a couple years because we already have the loan payment of 5 some grand a month. I don't want to pay that much, and I don't like the balloon payment at the end. So you have that big balloon payment. You pay less, but you have that big balloon payment, and your interest goes up. Well, nope, the interest stays the same. Okay, that's even better. We're definitely sticking with option one. We don't want the balloon payment, so we want a bigger payment. Do we want to do that for 4 years? No, we'll do it for 2 years. Still as a big payment. Let's let's go 3. It's $2,600. We're up to 7. We're almost up to probably up to 8 grand or close to it in payments a month, monthly payments. But this is only going to be for 3 years, which you can also pay this off early. You can make your own big balloon payment and it's paid off. So let's purchase that at that. So it is ready to go. We own it. We're now down to $387,462, not including the money that we get from our $40,000. So we're up over a little, about 400 grand. So we got to purchase cattle, things like that. We still have some other equipment to purchase. But let's, since we got that now, we don't need to purchase anything right now. Let's go and we are going to sleep. We're going to sleep until 7 a.m. Should be, we'll do 7:30, then it'll be light when we wake up. So let's fast forward through that. You can look at the stars in the sky, sunrise. There it is, and we're in. So we already got the loan payment, and we already got vehicle leasing costs. We knew that was coming out of there. All right, let's see what's on the used market now. And then we'll go check the contract board and see where we're at. Ooh, a roller. What size is that roller? 140 horsepower, 12.3 meters. I think that would be, that's kind of an unexpected purchase. All right, that's just popped up new, so we'll think about that. There's a plow, but we don't want to go with that plow. I think we're going to go with some sort of chisel plow. We don't need any headers. Kubota's a nice tractor, but it's a little low. I don't need that horsepower. I have two good tractors now, so I don't need that. We got to be frugal. Okay, we're back up into stuff that we already. So I think that was already on there too. I don't remember where it started. I feel like I remember that water barrel or whatever, that chemical mixing tank. I remember the Deutz-Fahr. So I think it started at this plow maybe. I'm not sure. That's a nice grain truck. I've used that before. Those are nice. Like some kind of military vehicle or whatever, or maybe some kind of European truck. I'm not sure. The Lizard mod, whoever made it, Axery. I'm not sure. Anyway, what is this? Oh, it's an air drill system. Okay, I don't want that. All right, let's go to the contract board. I know this has just been a lot of menu stuff in this. I apologize, but that's kind of where we're at. All right, we still have a harvesting of parsnips probably. Yep. Red beets, silly. Hoeing we don't have, and we could pick up a liming contract. You know what? Let's pick up that $48,000 liming contract. And yeah, let's do that. And then that will probably satisfy that purchase of the roller. That'll just help yield and all that. But we're not playing with rocks on, right? We're not playing with fieldstone. Are we playing with fieldstone? Periodic plowing on, fieldstone off, right? I took that off because if they're big rocks, then we have to go pick them up. If it's just little ones, it gets pushed down with the roller. It's kind of satisfying, but it's hit or miss of if you're gonna pick up big. I don't know how this map works. Some of them make big rocks and then they're there and then damages your equipment and all that kind of stuff. So we don't want to mess with that. So we'll leave fieldstone off. So the roller, it just gives you like a 2% yield. It's just kind of a nice extra step, and it always tells you in your field if you don't have it, it's not rolled. You don't get the 125% or the whatever your precision farming field would be. That's the other thing we got to do. We got to purchase the soil. That's going to be a few bucks. All right, let's go do that contract. I don't think I accepted that contract, but we'll go get that done. Did I accept it? Nope, I did not accept it. Oh, there's a big one there. We don't want that though. Do we want the middle of the road one? No, let's just do the small one. It's 14. We're gonna have to go back and forth for lime anyhow. So let's go fill up our lime and then we'll you know what? We can fill up our lime container at our farm and then we can leave the liming trailer over there. Perfect. So let's accept the contract. Let's go out and get to work. All right, finally gonna see me doing some farming here after we've been on the channel now for almost 30 minutes here. Listening to me talk about our plans for buying the farm. We already bought the farm. We're there. we're just finishing up, trying to get through these winter months, and then we'll be squeeze through here. Then we'll be on to actual farming. Let's get this warmed up. Get the doors open. How's our fuel looking? Good. What's damaged? Ooh, that lime. Oh, that cart. Ooh, that cart is damaged. Auger wagon, 63% damaged. All right, let's get it out of here. Get it out of the way. Let's set it there. So I purchased this weight a while back, if you remember, when we were in the middle of the tornadoes and I was doing the fertilizing. Because I didn't realize my tires were completely down to the nubs. And so I thought it was a weight issue, but as it turns out, it was probably a little bit of a weight issue too, but it was generally the tires causing me to slip and slide all over the place. And the other thing, oh, so that's on the different series. I'm confusing them. So I'm leaving everything as the same settings on this one. But I know in the one tile challenge, all right, excuse my map here. I got to figure out where I'm at. So we are going to go over to our farm on 21, and we are going to get some lime going in this thing. There comes the sun. So yeah, on the one tile challenge, every time that I do a task, this automatic fuel mod that I have installed is just sucking the fuel out of that, even though I have it on low, and it's kind of a challenge to see if you can make more money. So I'm definitely going to uninstall that because I'm going through fuel like it's nobody's business. It's only a couple $100 or around $100 every time, but it's $100 wasted every episode when we're trying to make every dollar count. But yeah, on this one it's fine. I don't mind it. We're making good money. I think I got the economy set to normal so that we can make money. I find that easy is a little overpowered. We would be like in the 2 millions. We'd definitely been able to buy everything, and wanted a little bit more of a challenge for you, so kind of stuck with this. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. We're in the middle of that snowstorm, like I said, that I thought yesterday at about 7 o'clock, I thought they were joking because they said it was going to start snowing. Both of my younger daughters were working, crazy, and they both got done right around when the snow was coming. So I was happy for them to be home and safe and not have to worry about traveling in the snow, because it's coming down good now. And then I went out this morning I got up at 6 and somebody was already doing it outside, the neighbor. I'm assuming they had to go to work, so can't really complain about that on a Sunday morning. Got to go to work, you got to go to work. But I went out late. It was closer to 9. I waited till, and it took me, I don't know, about an hour. But I got to take little bitty spots with that snowblower now. I think that something's definitely wrong with it. It's just, it runs okay, it runs fine. I think the clutch slips. It doesn't want to blow the snow as good, even as light as that snow was. Oh baby, this is our farm. Look at this. I think we're gonna spruce it up. So we'll probably spruce it up a little off camera. But yeah, let's go fill this lime tank up here. Let's see, what do we got here? All right, lime station. How much do we want? 14,000 for 60. You know what? Let's fill that baby up. Fill it up. 14 grand. Build it up. All right. Let's swing around. And we will fill this trailer up with how many ever liters it takes. I forget. 14,000 liters. Fill it up. Finally using our farm. This is our first task using our farm. How fantastic. Before we leave the episode, we will come over here and we will take a look at the cow barn because we couldn't take a look. I'd say we've taken a look inside the house, but it's just a generic house with triggers on the outside, so you can't really go inside. I kind of wish I would have replaced it with a farmhouse you could go into, but I'm just not really that crazy about all the mods on the mod hub of farmhouses yet. So they're either way too fancy or too small. I kind of wish that that farmhouse right there would be interactable inside, where you could just go inside to a few rooms, not necessarily upstairs in the upper part, but at least to the inside, and use a couple triggers in there. It'd be kind of cool, a little bit more of a feature that I think would be cool. Yeah, see there, we got all of our triggers now out on there for cow barn, and we have trigger there, and I'm sure if we go inside there'll be the feeding trigger. I'll be interested to see what they put in our field. If they put anything, if not, we'll plant it. If they do, we are going to change it to soybeans. So if that's corn or sunflowers or sorghum or a grain crop, we're going to leave it as it is. And then we're not going to add any. I doubt there'll be a grain crop, because a cereal crop, because those should have already been planted, except for oats, I think. So barley and wheat should have already been planted. So oat, I think, gets planted in April, if I'm not mistaken, as well as soybeans and sorghum and corn. Alright, we are heading over to field 14, which is right here. Ooh. So I'm going to do this in a quick time lapse and shorten this video up a little bit, because you've just been hearing me ramble, and then we're going to go back and park and carry on with the video. See you in a minute. Welcome back in after that time lapse. Probably wasn't a very long time lapse, but we're going to put, so as you can see, the 14,000 liters is still in there. It didn't use it again. It's that glitch. We're just going to say that that farmer had the lime, and we're using our equipment, we're using our hours, we're using our maintenance on the equipment, and we're helping them out. So We have they had the lime. We used their lime. We didn't have to purchase it, and now they have a limed field. And I was also thinking about it while I was getting done with that. That might not be a bad field to purchase because originally, hopefully, I don't think my mouse will. Oh, there's a lot of contracts on here. A lot of liming, plowing. We don't have a plow. That's field 6. So let's go to the fields. Zoom out a little bit. I don't think my... Okay, so this cursor here is working. Yeah, I don't think my cursor works. I gotta remember how to fix that so I can put the cursor back on. It was an option in the editing software, the OBS Studio, I'm sorry. All right, so we'll do a quick thing here. So we're gonna expand out here to the tree, but it's only gonna be probably 1 row. I don't think we're gonna expand here, so we'll probably feather that in over here. We're not gonna do anything up here. We'll do another full row here, and then probably a full row all the way down here. And we'll feather this in up here around the trees, but I think the trees kind of cut that off. But we don't want to mess with those trees. Same thing as if we were going to buy this one. We couldn't really add much over here. And then this is not ours back here. So we really couldn't add much to this one, I think. This one goes out to the road pretty far, but this one kind of stays off that there are the telephone poles. We don't want to get too close to those, but we do want to maximize. I know there's a couple acres we can pick up. We'll see what the plow should tell us on the acreage. But I'm thinking about field 14. There's nothing in it right now. We just limed it. They want 228 for it though. That's a bigger field than I thought. Because originally I was going to cut off this part of the field right here for grass. And I don't know how many acres that's going to end up being. We'll see when we try to remember to do that when we seed or when we plow to see how many acres we actually do. I just don't know if that's going to be enough. We can always replant it. We don't have to plow. All we got to do is just seed because our seeder is direct drill, the same as our planter. That's a lot of money, 228. So we could. That's got to be an 8 to 10 acre piece there, maybe. I'm not sure how to even tell. But we do have to purchase the soil information on these fields too. But we're not going to do that right now. So we go over here. We're not gonna purchase the equipment for that. We're just gonna purchase it as if somebody's coming in to do it for us. So yeah, you can purchase soil information. You know what? Let's do this first. And again, this is a lot of technical stuff on this one. Yeah, so it's gonna do everything, the whole piece, the whole parcel. Yeah, so we can't really add much there, but we can definitely add out to the road. We're right up to the road as best we can, as whatever it lets us. Definitely a piece here, feather it around here, definitely add over here. But again, there's these trees all the way up down the road here. It's like a windbreak, so we're not gonna mess with the trees. So let's go back over to precision farming. Let's go to that. Let's purchase the soil information and see what we got here. Ooh, 32 grand for that. Well, that just about wiped out that contract. Oh my gosh, we have some of the worst. Ugh. So we have expected yield. We have yield potentials of. This is terrible. We have yield potentials of diddly squat in the yellow, and not much better in the green. Or is it green is the worst and yellow? I forget which one is the worst. One of these is only like 89%. The other one is like, I forget what the maximum is. Loam is the best, 125. Silty clay is, I don't know, I don't remember now off the top of my head. All I know is loam is the best. But then I think it goes loam best, one of these two second best, silty clay is third, and then one of these two is fourth, which I always thought silty clay was the worst. But it's not. Silty clay is third worst. Or second last, whichever way you want to do out of the four. All right, well, we'll take what we got. You know, that's what we did. And the way it looks like it's going to run right into here. This is probably all going to be yellow. So I don't think the 12 would have been much better. Might have been, maybe, who knows, maybe there's some loam over here. So I don't know if this is its own custom precision farming map or not. I'm not really sure. All right, let's go to our contract, collect that. Collect. That pretty much paid for, well, you didn't have to pay the lime, so that's nice. We did have to purchase the lime. Let's go ahead and get this in here real quick. Zoom in a little bit, see you can see some of my backing skills. We're gonna tuck it in the corner back here. We got barns galore, man. We got enough room for everything, and we don't have any. We shouldn't have anything on top of anything else. I always like to take it back and then pull it a little bit so it doesn't collide with the barn. Unhook it. Let's go over here. We'll check out our cattle barn real quick. Actually, let's open this barn, see what it is. We'll go back and close our barn. Same thing, just cold storage barn. Let's close it. Close, 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 close. There we go. We'll run over here real quick. We'll close this one. We'll check out that barn. I think they're just all cold storage. I don't think there's any workshops in any of these. So we'll still be heading up to the store for all of our equipment fixing. Yep, they're almost identical barns. It's 3 identical barns, but that's more than enough space for 404,000, including the house and the cattle barn. That's not bad. And then that's just a shed. I don't know, maybe this is a workshop. I'm not sure. I don't think we can get our tractor in here. This might just be for a truck, which I guess someday we'll actually have to buy a truck. Oh, I can't even open it. Do I gotta go inside and open it? This might be one you have to go inside and open. Where's the garage door opener? There it is. Well, that kind of stinks. You gotta walk all the way over there to open the garage. Yeah, it's just a detached garage. Nice pole building. Real nice pole building. Real nice pole building. Nice little porch to walk in, or covered area. All right, and then the old farmhouse there. We got our silos. Let's go over, grab our tractor. Let's head into, let's see how many liters this thing holds. We're gonna have to put down a bale and pallet storage as well. I'm not sure where we're gonna stuff that. Probably right by that cold barn. Right back there, maybe on the other side of that one, far one. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's jump out, see what the storage is on this, because I don't remember now. 750,000 liters. That should be more than enough for what we have. Let's go check out our car barn. So there's where our, what is that, manure? Not sure. That's where you put the animals in. Right now we're gonna have all of our animals delivered because we don't have a way of delivering them or transporting them. Maybe it's this side where you go into. Not really sure what that side is. I'm not familiar with this cow barn at all. I don't know if this is a base game. I don't remember now. This is our milk container, I believe. Yeah, that's the milk container. What do we got here? We got to figure out somewhere to feed them. So we're gonna have to. Oh, that's another thing we got to get as a feeder. We got to get a mixer. Yeah, so food, straw, slurry all goes in here, so we're gonna have to back in, which is fine. It's not a pull through. I thought it was gonna be a pull through, but it's not. So that's just okay. So that's just where you bring them in. That's cool. And then I believe that was a slurry over on the other side. So eventually I'd like to get a slurry tank and apply slurry. And I don't know if I guess you have to put a manure pit. We'll have to put a manure pit somewhere. So we'll have to be careful. Maybe we'll put a manure pit like right over here. Hopefully it'll attach, figure out something, or maybe like right here. Because we're not going to really do anything with this plot. We're just going to do, when we come out, we'll feather out this way and go towards the road, towards the driveway a little bit. And expand here. Alright, so what do they got planted in this field now? Is this red beets? Still, oh, they're ready to harvest still. I guess nobody knows how to harvest red beets in Ohio. I don't even know where they grow red beets at. Not even sure. Alright, man, that's our farm. Fellas, I love it. Excited. We have it. We bought the farm. Fellas and ladies, I should say. All right, brought you back in. I'm gonna cut a lot of that out. I went through and I did buy some more equipment, as you can see, that was on the used market. So we got that tractor, got the roller. You saw me do that. I got the slurry spreader. It's a small one, but it'll be perfect. We only have one field, so it's gonna be perfect. Soon we're gonna be cutting that one into a grass field. We got that. Is the chisel plow I was talking about? Disc 13 shanks John Deere. I don't know exactly what it's called, but anyway, it's 4.9 meters, almost 5 meters. It'll pull with all of our equipment. Probably just use that thing with it, but the case will also pull. And then I bought this truck. This is just I had to, right? We're on a farm. We got to have a vehicle. This came standard. I could have added the lights at the top. I didn't want to. I added the front push bar with the fog lights and a pin hitch. The wider tires, bigger tires, rims. It's brown, matches our truck color, our semi truck. I moved us into February. February. Feb. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get all of our stuff moved over. It is February. We bought the farm. We're going to do a flyover as we leave in the construction mode, so you can see, top view of it. Maybe take a couple screenshots. But yeah, get all this equipment moved over. I'm going to get that $40,000 transferred once we sell everything. I'll probably get the farm settled in February and have it ready to go in March so that we can get planting in April. Because again, we need to get our soybeans one way or the other. We need to have them in the ground in April. So I'll probably come back to you in March, see if there's any other contracts. There's really nothing been going on in contracts, just been plowing. Fast forwarded through that. But hopefully this one lasts about an hour, maybe a little less, which of my videos have been tending to be 45 minutes to 55 minutes and upwards. I'm not sure. I don't really keep track of that, but we're going to be right around that time for this. So I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate you coming to my channel. I hope you hit that like button. I hope you subscribe. I hope you tell your friends. I hope you leave a comment, and I would love to comment back. I try to comment back to everybody who has sent me a comment. But yeah, we're shaping up. We got our equipment. We need to get our lawn mowing equipment and our baling. That's about all we need to do. Lawn mowing equipment. Our mowing for our hay fields and our silage. We'll probably use bale wrap. We're going to get a barn in there. Get that all figured out or sorted out, maybe either off camera or next episode. But yeah, hope to see you in the next one, and really appreciate it. Have a good one, folks.